Hi, welcome back for another Walking Dead episode. Season 3, Episode 5. I have it right there. I got it messed up a few times anyways from what you can probably tell from all the other videos. But anyways, so I'm doing this way different from all the other episodes. I'm not doing a walkthrough, I'm not doing anything. I'm just pretty much comparing some major parts throughout it and not saying everything about it. So, I'm just going to talk about Woodbury and then the prison. What major parts in it. So I'm just going to start out with Woodbury. Woodbury, they're doing a big party. Everything seems fine in there. Andrea likes it, Michonne doesn't. Michonne wants to leave right away, like usual. And Andrea wants to stay. She thinks it's all cool and whatnot. So, pretty much Woodbury, we find little bits of secrets here and there because Michonne's actually crawling around, or I shouldn't say crawl around, but she's sneaking around everywhere, figuring out everything that Woodbury's all about like we've seen in the last episode. And she gets her sword because she's sneaking around, and she's just finding out secrets about the Woodbury. Woodbury's pretty much not as it seems, what we should know and everything. But that's pretty much about Woodbury for this episode. We just find out that Michonne is just sneaking around, just seeing how bad Woodbury is. And I'm going to go there's a part at the end of this show that I'm going to say at the end of this little review part that's really interesting, actually. So anyways, to the prison. The prison pretty much is in a big wreck right now. All zombies all crawling all over the place. The doors are open. Gates are open and everything. And we pretty much don't know how it well, actually, we do, actually. Sorry about that. But anyways, so the doors are open and everything, like I was saying. And Rick's going crazy at this point because Lori died, his wife. So he picks up an axe and goes into the prison, pretty much wipes out all the zombies he can see. He gets to his wife, where his wife died, pretty much. And a zombie actually started eating her body. So he kills the zombie, starts stabbing it in the stomach. Probably just to show that he's... I don't know. I have no actually idea what he was trying to do there. But anyways, from that, that was pretty much the whole part of Rick's, because I just want to say what he was doing. So, the baby. This is where the major part of the episode is, pretty much, where everybody wants to know what's happening. The baby needs food. Daryl? Yeah, Daryl. I can't remember his name. Let me think for a second. I'm gonna just pause it for a second. I gotta remember his name. Okay. So, I just looked it up. And I was right. So, it was Daryl and Maggie, I'm gonna call her. But Maggie, they go off and try to get food for the baby. Because there's no food, because Lori was cut off, pretty much dead. And they go off and get food for the baby in a nursery. A few houses down the road, pretty much, as you could say. If you want to, whatever, imagine that, because we don't really know where it is. But anyways, they go get food, and Glenn is actually digging up graves. And this is where the weird part comes in, because this is another part of the episode that I don't really understand, and I might at the end of it. Glenn's already dug up one grave, so we know T-Dog and Lori died in the last episode. But afterwards, the previous prisoners, Axel and the other guy, he asks if you need any help. Glenn refuses for a bit, then Herschel comes over to the gate, on the opposite side of the gate, puts his hand to it, and says pretty much, come over here, Glenn. Glenn goes over, says to the prisoners, if you want, dig 2 more graves. So that is a part of the episode I don't get, because we already know Lori and T-Dog's already dead, and he already pretty much, like, opened up a grave, or made a grave. So there's one more person dead, and I think I might know who who it is. So anyways, Daryl and Maggie come back with the food. Everything's fine there. Afterwards, Daryl gets an actual flower, goes down by a grave. So that's the part where sorry about that, just a little thing in my throat. But anyways, he goes down to a grave with a flower, which we already know that Lori and T-Dog, he wasn't really involved with them, pretty much. He knew Lori and T-Dog, but not as close as somebody to put a flower down. So, I'm guessing this is Carly, but we don't really know what happened to her after she ran out the door. So, it's a big mystery of who the grave is, who the grave's owned, and everything like that. So, that's pretty much the whole episode wrapped up in a nutshell. So, it's probably spoiled if you didn't really want to know anyways. So anyways, like usual, I didn't say the parts that I actually said. So, this is a big spoiler, so if you want to click off right now. Just tell me in the comment section how I could do these videos better, whatnot. So, click off now because I'm going into the big spoilers. So, at the end of this episode, there's two parts for Woodbury and the prison. And the prison, it's not really spoiler based because we don't really know yet, because the generators were off at that point, and I think I know what actually happened. So let's go to Woodbury right fast, and then I'll talk about the prison. So what happened in Woodbury? At the end of the show, it was nighttime, and in the comics it actually happened too. The governor wants to show that the outside world isn't as scary as it should be, like the walkers. We should not be scared of them. So the governor puts up a big show. All zombies around, 2 fighters. It is staged, of course, but nobody really knows because they just want to say, yeah, we're just gonna, we don't mind them, they're not a threat to us, and we're just gonna watch fighting. So it's like WWE. It's all fake, it's all staged and everything, but the crowd doesn't know it. So anyways, that's pretty much it for that part, because in this section of the comics, it actually was happening like that too. They made stage fights to show that the crowd, how powerful Woodbury would be, because the zombies don't really care about them. So that's pretty much a big spoiler if you don't really want to know it. And the last part would be the prison, where it's a big part of the story, where it's part of the comics, big part of comics actually. So, a phone, well, Rick was just there, crazy, sitting down, looking at the zombie that ate his wife, parts of his wife. A phone just starts ringing. We don't know who's on the other line yet, but I have a little thing where a theory that it's going to be like the comics. Lori's going to be on the other line because he's crazy right now. There's no actual lines connecting what he should do next. So, the phone rings. We don't know who's on the other line, like I was saying, but I think it's Lori, or maybe somebody else in his family, like Shane. Yeah, Shane. But that's pretty much it for the episode. So, 2 things that I think that's going to happen next episode. Like, I didn't really see the thing, what happened last episode, or what's going to happen next episode, like the preview. But I think that we're going to find out who's going to be in the grave, for one. Then the other one, I think, if I was going to guess, Rick's going to become more crazy. That's pretty much it. So, like I said before, the spoiler based, what can I do to make these episodes better? And just comment. Just tell me anything that you guys think about this episode. Like usual, I'm going to say see you until the next episode, and I think tomorrow is going to be when I get Halo 4 Limited Edition unboxing. So if you want to stick around on this channel for a bit longer, you guys can see it. Okay, I'm going to drink some water and say bye. Bye!